Welcome back, fellow gamers. Today we're diving into something a little different but super relevant, achieving Zen Mode in real life. Now you might be wondering, what exactly is this Zen Mode and how can it possibly relate to gaming? Well, it's not about becoming a Zen master or achieving some kind of mystical enlightenment, it's about mindfulness. Mindfulness at its core is about being fully present and engaged in whatever you're doing. It's about focusing on the here and now, without distraction or judgment. Think of those times when you're so immersed in a game everything else just fades away. That's a form of mindfulness. Much like how we focus on our game strategies, character builds, or quest lines, mindfulness encourages us to focus on the present moment. It's about paying attention to our thoughts, feelings, and surroundings, and accepting them without trying to change them or wish they were different. But why is this important for gamers? Well, in the gaming world we often talk about being in the zone or achieving a flow state. This is when we're so absorbed in the game we lose track of time and everything else seems to fade into the background. This heightened focus and immersion can lead to enhanced performance, and guess what? That's mindfulness in action. By practicing mindfulness we can bring these same benefits into our everyday lives. It can help us manage stress more effectively, boost our focus, and improve our overall well-being. It's like leveling up, but in real life. So, how can we achieve this Zen mode? Well, it's not about sitting cross-legged on a mountaintop and meditating for hours on end, though if that's your thing, go for it. Instead, it's about incorporating mindfulness into our daily routines, in ways that work for us. Just like how we tailor our gaming strategies to our personal play styles, and that's what we'll be exploring in this series. We'll look at practical ways to bring mindfulness into our lives, drawing on parallels from the gaming world to make it more relatable and accessible. So, stick around because mindfulness is a game changer in managing stress, boosting focus, and improving overall well-being. Just like in gaming, where our attention is laser-focused on the mission, mindfulness teaches us to keep that focus in real life. You know those moments in a game when you're so engrossed, the outside world just fades away? That, my friends, is a form of mindfulness. Your mind is present, fully absorbed in the task at hand, unperturbed by distractions. Now, imagine applying that same level of focus to your everyday activities. The key to mindfulness is not about eliminating distractions entirely, but learning to navigate them without losing your focus. It's like avoiding those pesky side quests that distract you from your main mission. So, how can you achieve this? Well, let's dive into some strategies. Firstly, approach each task as if it were a mission in a game. Set a clear goal, understand the steps needed to achieve it, and then dive in with full focus. This could be anything from completing a project at work, studying for an exam, or even doing household chores. Next, practice selective attention. In a game, you selectively focus on important elements while ignoring irrelevant ones. Apply this same principle to real life. Prioritize your tasks and focus on one thing at a time, pushing aside unnecessary distractions. Now, let's get a bit personal. I remember a time when I was juggling multiple tasks at work and my stress levels were through the roof. It was like facing a horde of enemies with just a sliver of health left. That's when I decided to adopt the gamer's mindset. I started treating my tasks as missions, focusing on one thing at a time, and it made a world of difference. My stress reduced and I became more productive and engaged. Lastly, remember to take breaks. Just as you'd pause a game to rest your fingers or strategize your next move, take short breaks during your tasks. These moments of rest can rejuvenate your mind and help maintain your focus when you resume. Adopting a gamer's mindset has helped me stay more engaged and less stressed in daily tasks. So, give it a shot and see how it can level up your real-life skills, just like in your favorite games. Breathing is our built-in pause button. These words couldn't ring more true, especially when life feels like an intense boss fight that just won't let up. Just as you'd hit pause in a game to take a breather, assess the situation, and strategize, you can do the same in real life with a simple yet powerful tool: your breath. Let's start with a basic exercise that you can do anytime, anywhere. It's called the 4-7-8 technique. Begin by exhaling completely through your mouth. Then, inhale quietly through your nose to a mental count of 4. Hold your breath for a count of 7. Exhale fully through your mouth, making a whoosh sound to a count of 8. This completes one breath. Now, inhale again and repeat the cycle 3 more times for a total of 4 breaths. Much like waiting for your health or mana to regenerate in a game, this technique requires patience. The key is to maintain the ratio of 4-7-8, even if you can't reach those exact counts at first. With practice, you'll find yourself able to slow your breathing and extend those counts, maximizing the calming effect. Next up is the box breathing technique. Picture a square in your mind. Each side of this square represents a count of 4. Start by slowly exhaling to a count of 4, then hold your breath for another count of 4. Inhale to the count of 4, and hold your breath again for the same count. Repeat this cycle as many times as you need. Think of this technique as hitting the pause button in the middle of a chaotic game, giving your mind and body a chance to reset and refocus. Last but not least, there's the equal breathing technique. Inhale for a count of 4, then exhale for a count of 4. Simple as that. The goal here is to balance your inhales and exhales, creating a rhythm that can help you find calm and focus. This technique is like finding that perfect balance between offense and defense in a game, where you're not just mindlessly attacking or constantly defending, but rather moving with strategy and intent. So, the next time you're caught up in the heat of battle, whether in-game or in real life, remember these breathing techniques. Think of these breathing exercises as regenerating your health bar or mana pool in real life. Your environment plays a huge role in how effectively you can practice mindfulness. Just like how a well-optimized gaming setup can enhance your gaming experience, a thoughtfully designed living space can make practicing mindfulness easier and more effective. Think about how you feel when you sit down in your gaming chair, surrounded by your gear, ready to dive into your favorite game. There's a sense of readiness, focus, and immersion. We aim to create a similar feeling with our mindful living space. First, let's talk about decluttering. A cluttered space can lead to a cluttered mind. Just as you wouldn't want unnecessary items cluttering up your gaming desk, it's essential to keep your living space tidy. This doesn't mean you need to live in a minimalist Zen garden, but consider organizing your space in a way that promotes calmness and focus. Next, consider the power of ambiance. You probably already use this in your gaming setup. Maybe you have ambient lighting, or you listen to your favorite game soundtracks. In your mindful living space, consider using soft, warm lighting. You might also find calmness in natural elements, like houseplants or a small water feature. Sound can also be a powerful tool for mindfulness. Consider finding a relaxing playlist or using a white noise machine to create a peaceful ambiance. Finally, let's talk about boundaries. In gaming, we know when we're in game mode and when we're not. Similarly, we need to establish boundaries in our mindful living space. This could be as simple as designating a specific chair or room for mindfulness practices. When you're in that space, you're in mindfulness mode. This helps train your brain to switch into a more present, focused state. From reducing clutter to introducing elements that promote calmness, we've covered how to build your ideal environment for both gaming and living mindfully. Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all solution here. Your mindful living space should be a reflection of you, just like your gaming setup. So take these tips, tweak them to suit your preferences, and start leveling up your environment today. Believe it or not, gaming itself can be a form of mindfulness practice. Right now you might be wondering, how can my favorite pastime help me practice mindfulness? Well, it's simpler than you think. Think back to a time when you were deep in a game, so engrossed that the rest of the world just seemed to fade away. You weren't worried about the past or the future, but were fully present in the game world. That, my friends, is a perfect example of mindfulness. So, how can we intentionally bring this mindfulness into our gaming sessions? The key is to be fully immersed and aware during gameplay. It's not just about aiming for the high score or the next level, but truly experiencing the game in its entirety. When we're playing a game, our focus often narrows down to the objective at hand. But try this. Next time, take a moment to appreciate the artistry of the game. Notice the details in the graphics, the sound design, the story unfolding. These elements are crafted with care and deserve our attention. Another aspect of mindful gaming is to understand the mechanics of the game. Instead of simply reacting, try to understand why certain actions lead to certain outcomes. This not only improves your gaming strategy, but also promotes a deeper engagement with the game. And here's a little challenge for you. Try to stay aware of your physical and emotional state while gaming. Notice how your body tenses up during a fight scene or how you feel a rush of joy when you complete a quest. Acknowledging these reactions brings an element of mindfulness to your gaming and can help you manage your responses better. Lastly, remember to take breaks. Just as it's important to be fully immersed in the game, it's equally important to step away once in a while. This helps you to maintain balance and prevent burnout. It's all about being fully immersed and aware during gameplay, appreciating the art, the mechanics, and the story, rather than just grinding through levels or achievements. So, are you ready to game mindfully? Embracing mindfulness doesn't mean giving up gaming or changing who you are. Quite the contrary. It's about leveling up your real-life experience just as we do in our favorite games. Today we've journeyed through the landscapes of mindfulness, tailored for US gamers. We've unraveled the concept of being present, akin to our unwavering focus during an intense gaming session. We've touched on the magic of breathing techniques, our real-life pause button, and how they can recharge us for our next mission. We've delved into the significance of our environment, drawing parallels between our gaming setup and creating a mindful space. Lastly, we've seen how gaming itself can be a form of mindfulness practice, enhancing both the gaming experience and our skill level. So why not give mindfulness a shot? If you found this video helpful, or have your own experiences with mindfulness in gaming, drop a comment below. Until next time, keep gaming and may you find your Zen Mode IRL.